Right, hello Catherine. Just for information purposes, my name's Carol Fraser. I'm known as Carol Organic from Carol's Organic Kitchen. And we've had conversations and you want to embark on a detox. Now I just wanted to ask you what your reasons are for wanting to carry out a detox program.
Right, hello everyone and hello Carol, thank you so much for helping.
Hello.
The reason why I want to do a detox is because I felt my body has taken a toll. Years before I used to have a completely different lifestyle. I used to be very healthy, used to really take a lot of pride in my health. But over the years, after having 4 kids back to back, I've really haven't had that much focus on health. So it's been sometimes fast food or just not the right nutrition for my body. And also I've tended to have a sweet craving. Over the years, the weight has piled on and I've felt the effect on my health. The walking, I used to be around 55 kilos to 60 kilograms. And now I am weighing around 85 kilograms, so that's a lot that I've put on over the years, and I've noticed it on my legs. I feel pain, exhausted, tired, and sometimes I can get a bit cranky as well, stressed out. My sleeping as well it's very light. I get woken up with slightest little sound. Yes.
Right, well, I've got some information that you gave me prior to our call today, and you had mentioned that you have some very small gallstones. They're not.
That's correct.
That the doctor said it wasn't of significant concern, and they were quite small. So tell me, how is that affecting you at the moment?
Currently I'm fine, and that's due to reducing the really high volume of fat food intake. But prior to that, it was very painful. I used to have a lot of attacks, depending. If I had, for example, a takeaway that contained a lot of fatty food, fatty oils, I would generally wake up during the night in the most agonizing pain. It was one time I even had the ambulance turn up because my husband was so concerned for my well-being because I was in a lot of pain, and I didn't know what was going on, why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And then the ambulance crew said it looks like it's gallbladder stones. So once I went to the GP, they done an ultrasound appointment for me to have.
Right.
And they noticed I had small gallbladder stones. But since that, they just told me to try and reduce the amount of fat. So after I went for the ultrasound scan, they've noticed that I had small gallbladder stones. And once I went back to the GP advised that I really reduce the amount of fat intake in my diet, and that will help avoid the pain or the attacks. Or if it continues, then have my gallbladder removed, which I really don't want to go through surgery. So at the moment I've controlled it. I haven't had an attack since 4 months.
So you haven't had an attack in 4 months?
No attack since.
And that has been by cutting out those high fatty type of foods. And that seems to have helped so far.
Yeah, that's correct.
Right, so I'm just going to mention a few things that we have discussed, and you talked about lack of energy, problems with joints, stiffness, and
pain.
Sorry?
Pain.
Where is this pain?
It's sometimes in my knees. When I tend to go up the stairs, my legs are very heavy.
Right.
And the pain on my knees. But on the bottom, I don't know what it's called, the bottom of my feet.
Right.
There's a little bit that I feel a constant pain.
Right.
And that's just on my right leg. It's just constant pain when I'm walking on my legs.
Is that
I never feel like this.
Is that more of a muscle pain or a nerve pain?
No, it's just, what's it called at the end of my foot?
Right.
The sole of my foot. That's
The
it.
sole
The
of
sole
your
of my
foot.
foot. It's just the spot there. That's when I feel the constant pain, and it doesn't feel like it's muscle. It's more like the bone.
The bone.
If that makes sense, yes.
Right. Did that start to...
When I walked.
When you walk?
Yes, when I walk is when I feel the pain.
Is that there constantly?
When I'm constantly walking, yes. When I'm literally, if I'm sitting down or I'm lying down, I don't feel no pain at all. But the moment I get up and just walk, even inside the house, the pain is there. But the pain is not unbearable. I've got used to living with it. If that makes sense. Can you live with pain? Yes, I've got used to living with it. So it's just there, and I've only had it since, is it past 3 months?
3 months. Have you?
Yes,
I mean, within that time, have you consulted your GP?
No.
But that's something Yeah. We'll see how we go along with this detox, and if this persists, I would advise you to speak to your GP, maybe get a referral, to have that looked into. But in terms of the lack of energy, is that you're now really on you're having a meat based and fish and dairy diet at the moment. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
And these types of foods can sap our energy in terms of, the fats, dairy causing mucus in the body as well. We can feel quite fatigued at times because of they can slow down our digestive system. And if we're not getting enough nutrients from our sort of plant-based foods, which give us more energy, and we're not eating the right fibers, our bodies can be sapped of energy. What this detox is going to address is the lack of energy that you're feeling. Not only will it boost your energy, it will help you to feel a lot more focused. Of course, you'll be more energized, and it will also encourage weight loss as well, and address, yes, because I know that's one of the biggest things that you want to actually address at the moment.
Weight loss and also the lack of energy as well. When I was comparing the way I was feeling years ago, I didn't really eat that much meat. I was more in the miso soup, tofu, vegetables, but meat was not really in my diet. And the moment that I started introducing more meat-based food, that's when I don't know, my health just went downhill. That lack of energy, because I was more than able to survive at the day on just 5 hours sleep. But if I just had 5 hours sleep, it just felt like I hadn't slept the whole week. It's just such a struggle to get out of bed in the morning, because I'm just so exhausted, and it's just constant throughout the whole day of feeling so exhausted. I think probably once a week is when I have this boost of energy, but that's only once a week out of 7 days.
Yeah, and you do have a particularly busy lifestyle. You have 4 children, and you're working full time. So if you're not obviously putting in the right fuel, you're going to feel that that lack of energy and feel fatigued as well. Did you mention that? You mentioned as well that is there some insomnia there?
I can't really get deep sleep. For example, if I go, it takes me a bit of time to fall asleep. Once I fall asleep, if I hear any noise or anything, any disturbance, it can take me up to an hour or more just to fall back to sleep.
Right.
So I feel exhausted. It takes me ages to fall back to sleep if I've had an interrupted sleep.
Mm-hmm. What time are you going? What time are you sleeping from? What time are you going to your bed?
I tend to not feel completely exhausted. I mean, and I know I'm tired of sleep, but then in the evening I feel more alert, a bit more alert. But I probably end up going to sleep around midnight, probably after 12, 12:30, sometimes 11:30, 12:30, the latest 1:30, and I'm up from around 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or around 6 in the morning I'm up, getting ready for work, getting the kids ready for school as well.
Now, one of the things I'm going to mention is that the food cravings that you get in the evenings.
Oh, yes.
That's because you're saying that your energy is quite low, and is there a sugar craving involved with that as well?
Oh yeah, a big sugar craving. I do have and it tends to be during the evening that it tends to peak. Because throughout the day I'm so busy, I sometimes skip breakfast, or I have lunch at 3 o'clock, so it's really late. And the thing is, it's just because I feel so exhausted to get up even earlier to just get things ready. So if I had the energy, I'll probably get up a little bit slightly earlier, even 30 minutes earlier, to have my breakfast, to get my, just to focus on my needs. And I'm just so exhausted, so I just tend to get up just to focus on the kids, feed the kids, get out the door, and I sometimes don't have anything to eat till probably around 2-3 p.m, and that's missing breakfast. So if I do, I'll probably have coffee and a latte just to have some sort of energy.
Yeah.
But then in the evening, it's like I can't make up for the whole day. Yeah, it's really bad.
Because the coffee with the caffeine, that will give you a slight boost in energy, but it's a fake energy, and it will, what it does, it spikes your mood temporarily, and then you come down, and then your body will start to crave sugars, and that's probably where you're finding that you're reaching in the evening for something, that sweet sugary fix. And
yes, that makes sense, because what I do is I do tend to have a coffee in the afternoon when the kids are at home, to get things ready, bath, dinner, so I just need the energy just to do those things. So I usually have another coffee in late afternoon. That's probably also doesn't allow me to go to sleep straight away as well.
And that might be connected to the headaches that you're getting. What time of the day or night are you getting these headaches?
I don't get them every day, but when I do, it's not as intense like, oh my gosh, I need to have a dark room, migraine, but it's just constant headache that is just there, irritating me. But I just tend to put it in the bag and just carry on with my day. So I don't, it's there, but I don't tend to try and pay so much attention because my life is just so busy.
I mean, that could be an accumulation of the fact that you may not be getting enough sleep, you're expelling more energy, you're not refueling the body in terms of how much energy you're expelling. So by carrying through this detox, this is where we're going to address a few areas. First of all, I can tell you that following the detox to the latter, and we're going to be incorporating certain herbs. The herbs will address the energy, it will boost your energy, and in order to get that boost of energy and mental brain focus as well for you, we're going to be incorporating that with minerals. So what we do to our bodies over time is, with the simple carbs, the sugars, caffeine, and fats, is that we develop a calcification of the foods that we're eating in our bodies. It affects our organs and they become calcified. These actually have an adverse effect on the body. It manifests in things like the stiffness that you're having, the pains, the aches. Our bodies communicate with us. It will take so much until it's time to actually start to address those issues, and we need to look into diet and lifestyle. So we want you to obviously be having a bit more sleep, and usually the best time to sleep is any time between 9-10 o'clock in the evening, because you're getting up pretty early, aren't you, every day?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. 11 o'clock at the very latest, we should actually be in our beds, and we shouldn't be consuming foods late into the evening. Your last meal should be approximately, at the very latest, I would say 6 p.m. So the detox will consist of certain herbs that's going to cleanse the blood. It's also going to address the large colon, and we're going to do a parasite cleanse as well for any of those parasites that have built up in the gut from meat, dairy consumption, sugars and other toxins causing those parasites to harbour in the small intestine.
How amazing. Can I ask, I've heard, I've heard that the parasites are usually abroad when you're in a different country, but it's the first time I've heard about people from the UK having parasites.
Oh no, anybody can develop parasites in the gut.
Really?
Now, let's start from a perspective of the type of foods that we're eating in the Western world itself. We're eating a lot more fast foods, microwave foods, very quick foods that have a lot of additives, preservatives and chemicals. And these are the things that are not only building up toxins in the body, but it's also affecting our gut health. We're hearing a lot more about gut health problems, more and more.
Oh yeah, I'm very swollen up. My stomach is very swollen.
Now, the things that cause the swelling are a lot of starches that we're having in our diet, and that's caused from white rices, white pasta, potatoes, wheat, yeast.
Yeah, that's all in my current diet.
Yeah, so that's going to cause a lot of bloating, and don't forget that starch then turns to sugar, and of course sugar that develops in the body ends up causing fat, and that's where you're going to put on weight. The foods that we're going to incorporate into the detox, because we're coinciding it with a fast, and I say fast because you will be consuming raw foods, but they will be liquidized foods. So you'll be having porridges, soups, smoothies, juices, but you will be able to eat whole fruits, and you'll be able to eat your salads, and you'll be able to have any seeds, nuts as well. So
that's a pretty good detox. It's not that depriving.
It's certainly not depriving, and it's totally nourishing. And what you're going to find with the minerals that I have recommended, and we did speak, and I have sent you the detox list of herbs and minerals that you'll be incorporating, coinciding with the fast. And after this call, I have a plan, because it is an organized plan of how you'll be administering those herbs and minerals into your diet.
And the safest way as well, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. And we want to do this properly. We want to get the most beneficial results for you. So the foods also are listed in the program that I'm going to be sending you after this call. Those are all the recommended list of foods that you can incorporate coinciding with the detox. And there are specific times where you'll be taking the herbs and when you'll be eating. Once you come off the detox, what you're going to find is that you need to then introduce the foods back in slowly, because it's very, very important that, if not the most important thing, is how you come off the detox. Before you go on the complete detox fast, there will be 3 days where you will be eating clean. You need to prepare the gut and be eating things like romaine lettuce, cherry tomatoes, your cucumber, all your water soluble type of vegetables and fruits, but mainly trying to keep it down to salads, but you can also add in fruits into your salads. So ask, what questions do you want to ask me regarding the detox itself?
Let me see what I was concerned about, because a lot of time you hear detox that you feel so exhausted and you feel really drained and you feel even more tired. It's the fact that you kept mentioning that you feel energetic, you feel more energy whilst you're on the detox. So that really surprised me, because it's not what you hear. When you do a detox, you tend to hear people going, oh my gosh, I'm shaking, I feel I need sugar, I feel so tired of this detox. But that's what I was concerned about, because obviously I continue to work. I would continue to work throughout my detox. So what I was more concerned about is lack of energy whilst on the detox.
Right, well that's an extremely good question, and this is an area that I was going to address. When you start the detox, you will, in the first 3 days of doing the detox, feel a lack of energy, because the body is starting to purge itself of toxins. You will need to probably take some time out, because you're working with other people. So you probably want to start it over a weekend where you're not working. Because in the first 3 days, you may feel pretty tired and drained. That's the energy that your body is using to kind of recalibrate, if you like. Following after the 3 days, you're going to find that you may start to feel increasingly better. Some people have reported within a week or just after a week that they tend to feel their mood sort of coming down and that they feel a bit sad. Now that is quite normal, but what you'll find is that the mood will then lift. The body will start to readjust, and then the energy will start to increase. You'll also be passing better stools, and that's another question I want to ask you actually. Can you tell me, what are your stools like, and how often are you actually using, passing your bowels?
I have a bowel movement probably once, maybe twice a day, and my bowel movement tends to be in the consistency of wet, but not so solid.
Right. Okay. Well, that may be a lack of fibre, and your digestive tract will strengthen as well with using these herbs and going on this clean sort of liquid food detox diet. You will find that you may go more often, and the fibre that you'll be consuming will help to solidify the stools a bit more, so you're passing a healthier stool. Naturally, we should be passing a stool with every meal, for every main meal that we have. So I went on a 4-week detox, and I was constipated before the detox, but I was also constipated during the detox, because my body, I went away on holiday and I wasn't able to get the organic produce that I would naturally want in my diet, and I was consuming some foods that were not obviously good for my health. We indulge a little bit on a holiday. I did the detox when I came back, but in that time I was still constipated because my colon had become quite impacted. It takes a series of time, like intermittent fasting and detox is something that I would recommend every so often. But we'll get you on this program to get you started. And so yes?
Sorry, and the transition from when I finished the detox and going in, because I haven't mentioned that I want to, after the detox, I want to transition into a plant-based diet, or let me say a plant-based lifestyle. I no longer want to have any meat-based or dairy in my diet after the detox.
Right. So you want to go on to obviously consuming a plant-based diet and continue to maintain that lifestyle. And I can certainly support you with that. I mean, I have a plan where if people want it, that they want to transition or maintain a plant-based diet but improve their nutritional health or address any issues that may be going on, any common issues. I found that I have slightly poor eyesight with reading. This is just an example. And in the detox, after 3 days, my eyesight cleared up by 50% because it had addressed, yes, it had addressed the liver. Around the liver you get calcification, which can affect, when your organs are affected, it can affect your eyesight or other areas of the body where you're suffering from minor illnesses. And I now find that having indulged a little bit again over Christmas, my eyesight has basically failed again slightly, although it's still better. But it just goes to show that detoxing does address the organs and it does help. And I will continue to do it intermittently in order to keep continuing the process to improving my eyesight and address any other issues that are going on in the body.
Fantastic. Yeah, because my eyesight's not really good as well.
Well, we'll see how you get along, and you may find surprisingly that you have a particular goal in mind and the detox has addressed other areas that you may not have even have thought about. So I was quite surprised at that, and we'll see how this is going to obviously affect you. And of course I can support you through to leading a nutritious and plant-based diet and making sure you're getting that right balance. I also offer one-to-one sessions in your own home, doing cooking, and if you want a family workshop where we've got 2 children and 2 adults, you've got 3 children, depending on the ages of course, where we can do a workshop in your kitchen and you can learn to use your nuts, your seeds, your berries, your flowers, developing new innovative recipes, because I knew by going on this plant-based diet that in order to keep the interest of my family going, that I had to be creative in the kitchen, and I've developed quite a range of highly nutritious but very sort of delicious recipes that now all my family enjoy. So we want to include them in the journey as well, because you'll be cooking at home for your family. So if that's something you want me to support you with, further on, we can talk about that. But we'll focus on we'll focus on the detox and address your weight, increase your energy levels. You'll find that your
skin as well. Your skin improves. I'm assuming that with the detox as well. Your skin,
it does.
Completely dramatically changes as well.
Your skin will definitely improve. People will probably remark at how much better that you're looking and feeling, depending on how long you pursue this detox for. But for people who may not see the detox through for 2 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, you could still do a week and then introduce the clean foods. If you weren't doing the detox and you wanted to just embark on the plant-based nutritious lifestyle, that can be done as well, and then introduce a mini detox thereafter. There's always that option too.
That sounds amazing, but the way I'm feeling, I really need the hardcore detox for 2 weeks. I need to really, really clean my, because I know some of the herbs that you sent me an email, it had also cleaning of the blood as well.
That's right. We're going to address the blood. We're going to definitely address the blood by cleansing the blood. And I mentioned the colon, the large external intestine, and then we're going to look at the small internal intestine. And during this process, what we're looking at is resting the digestive system. So we're not, you're not overworking the digestive system, and you're reserving that energy to, recalibrate the body and strengthen your immune system and clean the body. What I'll also say about the list of foods that I'm recommending into your detox at this time are that they are alkaline foods. Now I'll explain a little bit about alkaline foods. We have hybrids, which are foods which have been crossbred at some point of its life, where it's had man's intervention and the seeds have been crossbred. Now when you do that, those foods have a level of starch which builds up in the body, causes calcification to the organs, and some of these foods are also acidic to the body, and we need to maintain a good pH level. And the acidicness also manifests in various common illnesses that are happening today. With the alkaline foods, they are natural foods. They would not need man's intervention to keep growing, and these are foods that are mainly organic. When I say organic, I'm not saying you have to go for all certified organic foods. There are foods that have thicker skins that are not so much affected by pesticides, which are onions, butternut squash, and avocados. But we want to kind of stick to those natural foods, and the most important thing is that we focus on the alkaline foods at this time, because we want to take away the acidity that's going on in the body. This is what's caused these gallstones from, the toxins that have built up, the acidicness of the body. It shows that you're living in an acidic body, and we want to purify, cleanse the body, and make the body alkaline so that it becomes, we are gearing it towards a healing state. So the list of foods that I've recommended, I highly recommend you stick by. Of course, if you have any questions and you want to contact me, do so, and I will, be happy to help. The foods will be in liquidized form, as I said, but you can have your porridges, you can have your salads even, so you'll be eating, and nuts as well, alongside smoothies and your juices. And by eating alkaline foods, we eliminate the mucus build-up from things like dairy. Because dairy
yes, I have a lot of mucus, I can feel it.
Do you? Where are you
feeling? Even when I don't have a cold, so for example, I've got a constant runny nose and like phlegm, and I know it sounds gross, but I don't have a cold, but I still have that mucus in my throat.
Yeah. If you go to a restaurant and people are eating, especially if you're eating something hot and spicy, you hear people coughing or blowing their noses during and after meal, and that's mucus. Right, so what we're going to do now is just summarise what we've been talking about, and that is meeting your goals. Now, we've just spoken about weight loss, increasing energy, and trying to address some of the underlying health issues that you're having with your, the joint pain, the minor thing with the headaches, but of course that still needs to be addressed because your body is responding to something that's not quite right there. And the gallstones, although I cannot obviously guarantee that that's going to clear up from one detox or just by following a clean diet. But from my experience, having had a large internal growth and been told that I needed to go through an operation to have it removed, I embarked on an alkaline diet. That wasn't even the detox, that was the diet itself. And by doing that, I was able to get rid of the inflammation, because what the alkaline diet does, it addresses inflammation in the body and it addresses certain health issues. So that may be something that may need to be addressed in time. We'll see how it goes if you continue the alkaline diet and you continue along the, living a clean diet. And I know that's one of your aims, to continue along that and go back to your, the healthy lifestyle that you had before.
I used to have years ago, I think around 7 years ago.
7 years ago. Well, you can certainly achieve that, and I know that you're very committed.
Yes.
You have, which is great. It's a good start. You're there mentally. And I'm there to support you. And I've given you the list of herbs, the list of minerals, the approved foods list, where you'll be getting a lot of nutrition in your diet that's going to help to improve your energy, give you great skin, and help you to embark on that healthy living lifestyle that you want. So thank you ever so much for joining me in this call.
No, thank you for helping. It's been, it's been a blessing.
Have you any more questions that you want to ask me?
No, everything. I mean, you covered everything. Any questions that I've had have been so helpful and so nice to really go out of your way to help or answer any of my any questions that I have. But no, just the herbs and no, everything's been covered. It's just that I just can't wait to start, so I can just start feeling better, because I think each day I notice my health is like, I don't know, now I'm more aware of everything.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I think because when you go into detox, you're more alert, more aware of everything as well.
Yeah.
So yes. I'm
not saying it's going to be plain sailing. It's going to be great. It's going to be easy, and you're going to love every minute of it. But like I said, I'm there to support you. You will have questions along the way, and I'm happy to answer those questions and support you with anything I can. And in the meantime, after this call, I'm going to pop that in your inbox to then get you started on how you can start the detox, how you're going to administer the herbs and the foods that you're going to be incorporating alongside the detox with the herbs. So you're eating those foods that are going to obviously get you on your journey to better health and well-being again.
Oh, fantastic. I'm, very on board, and I'm really excited as well. Can't wait for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, brilliant. And we'll be checking in on how you're doing and see how that's going. The good, the bad and the ugly, I say, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm very excited. So.
Great. Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Well, I'll send all that information across to you now. And again, just to reiterate, you need to obviously clean up your diet for 3 days. So have all those healthy, clean things. Look at the list. I'm also going to send you an additional list with more things on there. However, it's really got to be simple. Soups, salads, all your water-soluble veggies, fruits, whole foods really. It's not rocket science. It's just eating clean for those 3 days to prepare your digestive system.
For the fast.
For the fast and the herbal detox. All right.
Excited. Thank you so much.
But do get in touch at any time.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
All right.
Looking forward to the benefits and my goals.
Right. Brilliant. All right, darling. Take care. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.